So what I would say to a parent who's raising a child on the autism spectrum or who has ADHD, as a parent, you already have the tools that you need to succeed in raising your child, even if autism or ADHD feels like an enigma to you. You don't understand it. You don't know exactly like how it impacts your child. You don't know exactly how it impacts your world, and you're trying to figure out the most successful ways to help them thrive in life. If you're constantly feeling like you don't know what to do to help your child thrive, this video is for you. The one thing that I would say is be real with your kids. Be honest with them. Um, Even if they're on the autism spectrum or ADHD, don't let that hold you from being honest and straightforward with your kids. I found that in my experience of supporting parents, those parents who are open and upfront and transparent with their children have the most success in their relationship with them and see their child thrive the most. In order for you to help your child or be confident in knowing what to do to help your child thrive, understand three things. One is you have to understand what your child is capable of. If you don't truly understand what your child is capable of, you're going to result to one, either pushing them beyond their capabilities, and that is going to cause lots of conflict within your relationship with your child, or you're going to um, under under measure, and you're going to hinder them from growing and thriving and living the life that they truly are meant to live. And you have to understand what they're capable of by first not worrying about the autism diagnosis, not worrying about the ADHD diagnoses, but understanding what are your child's strengths, what are your child's blind spots, what are they really good at, and what are the things that they need a lot more support and help with. Once you understand what your child is capable of, what they can do independently by themselves without any help from anyone else, that is going to help you clearly understand the accommodations and the supports that they need to help them in their day-to-day lives. That may look like, changing some things in the way that their room is set up, their house is set up to help them be more capable of doing things on their own and independently. And no one feels better than feeling capable of doing something. There's so many times when my child is so excited and happy about doing something for the first time and like explaining that they did it by themselves. And your child is going to want the same thing. Your child who you're raising on the autism spectrum or ADHD, and because it is a spectrum, because everyone has varying capabilities, I can't just speak to knowing the answer for every single individual. The accommodations and supports that you're going to need to put in place for your child in every environment, at home or in the community or at school, wherever they're spending their day to day, you want that to be tailored or individualized to them within the circumstances and the things that that are outside of your control. But once you understand what they're capable of, you can feel confident about knowing what accommodations and supports they may need. So once you have that information, you have to do something about it, make changes, or approach things in a different way to best support what your child is capable of and what their accommodations and supports they're going to need. And that is the do part. That's the part where I come into play, my expertise in helping parents understand, what do I do on a day-to-day basis? When I wake up in the morning, like, I need to know exactly what I need to do to help them thrive and feel confident in knowing that the approach that I'm taking to raising my child is in alignment with helping them thrive in life, whether I'm here or not here. Now, what I like to do for my child when it comes to helping them thrive in life, and my child does not have an ADHD or an autism diagnosis at this point in their life. They're only 3 years old. But the foundation that I'm setting in my parenting is in alignment, and I feel confident in that it is going to help them thrive in life, whether I'm here on this earth with them or I'm not. And the one thing that I do I do many things, but one thing that I do to truly understand what my child is capable of is I sit back and I don't do anything. I sit back and I watch them and I observe. I figure out I see through my eyes what they're capable of, what things trigger them, what things don't trigger them, what are the things that they like, what are they really good at. And this is something that I'm constantly doing all the time. Every single day I'm exploring something new. I'm discovering something new. Every single day my child is showing me a little bit more of who they are. And it changes at every single developmental phase of their life. So I sit back and I observe. I really take in that information. Instead of thinking that I know all the answers and always taking the lead on everything, I sit back and kind of let them take the lead and see what happens. And that is where you do your best learning. Just sitting back and observing, watching how they navigate through a difficult situation. Watch how they navigate a situation where they're enjoying themselves and having fun. Um, that's how you understand what they're capable of. And then it helps me understand, okay, my child is 3 years old. The accommodations and supports that they will need at this age, depending on their capabilities and depending on our current circumstance as a family, helps me be confident in knowing exactly what accommodations or supports they're going to need. I know that they're 3 years old. At the end of the day, if they haven't napped all day, they haven't really gotten lots of good nutritious foods that day, their capabilities are going to look very different depending on that circumstance. Um, and I'm always plugging and playing. I'm going based off of what's happening in the moment to moment situations. If I say something, if it escalates my child. I know that that thing, whatever I'm saying, is not working, so I'm going to accommodate to better support them and maybe just change the way that I say that thing. Or maybe I change the subject and not even talk about that thing because it isn't as important to talk about in that moment when things are escalated. Maybe I can table that conversation for a different time. But I'm always plugging and playing and seeing what's working, what's not working in these moment to moment decisions, given the current situation that I'm navigating at that point. And there are some things that I do on a day-to-day basis every single day to help my child thrive. I know currently my child is still at the tail end of toilet training. They're going to the bathroom on their own, but it's developed into needing support to get to the bathroom first and then finishing the rest of the routine on their own. Um, and I know that one of the things that I have to do as an accommodation or a support is walking with them to the bathroom. When I see that they're wiggling around and they're starting to panic, instead of asking if they need to go to the bathroom, I'm actually telling them um, to like hold my hand and let's go to the bathroom together. And just that simple thing that I'm doing as a parent is helping them thrive in that situation to better learn and get in the routine of when I'm feeling this feeling and I have to go and I'm feeling panicked, I just have to walk to the bathroom. Eventually I'll get to the point where I'm fading myself out where I don't have to guide them to the bathroom. I'm just at the point where now I maybe just have the doors open throughout the day. That's how I'm making changes in my environment that's what I'm doing as a parent, making sure that the bathroom doors are easily accessed so that they can go to the bathroom independently. What my own behavior that I engage in or the things that I'm doing on a day-to-day basis to help my child thrive are the things that I can control as a parent. I can speak to my child a certain way. I can be open and transparent and give them information that helps them better understand the situation, to give them a little bit more buy-in to work through whatever the situation is. Ultimately, at the end of the day, all we want to do as parents is see our children win. We want to see them happy, healthy. We want to see them excited about life. We want to see them enjoying life. We want to see them develop relationships that are healthy and great for them. And we may not be able to control the outcome of everything that we do within our parenting, but there are some things that we do have control over that can help set them up for success, to thrive in life. And yeah. So I'm going to recap. The one thing that you have to understand first is what your child is capable of. Regardless of your child's autism or ADHD diagnoses, put those to the side and really truly get to know your child. What can they do on their own? That means exploring things, exposing them to different opportunities within whatever is comfortable for your child and you in this moment, to get to a point where you can, truly understand and explore what your child is capable of. When you know what they're capable of, knowing what accommodations and support they need to thrive in each of the environments that they're spending their day-to-day lives in, is going to be so much easier for you. So then that leads to you being confident in knowing that whatever it is that you're doing on a day-to-day basis is truly helping your child thrive, because you're making these accommodations, or you're making decisions and doing things on the day-to-day every single day, um, and you know that you're helping them. So what I would want to say to a parent who's raising a child on the autism spectrum is, you are more than capable. You are more than capable of helping your child thrive in life, regardless of what your circumstances are. You just have to understand how your circumstances impact the things that you are trying to help them with on a day-to-day basis, and what types of things make the most sense for you and your family to help your child thrive. Now, if this is something that you're needing support with, or you have questions about, send me an email at cr@camillereneebcba.com, and I would be so happy to hear what you have to say. I am going to log off now. That's all I have to say. And keep in mind, you are capable of doing whatever it is that you need to do to help your child thrive, given your current circumstances. And yeah, I can't wait to hear from you and see, how things change for you.